Hey guys, welcome back to Vince Bell Custom. So today we're going to take a Guardians of the Galaxy Sideshow Groot statue. I don't know if this is a Dio or if it's just a Groot separate. I don't really know the statue that well. But anyway, I was given an arm, and what the client wants me to do is take the arm, add green vegetation like leaves in here to like certain areas like it's growing, and give a little bit more life to the wood. They go keep it down to the dark wood over here. So it's kind of like this is all growing nice, fresh and clean, green, going to a little bit more of a, a little bit more lifelike wood that's kind of like a little bit fresher, but then kind of blend it down to here. So after they sent me the picture and after we talked, I said to sculpt leaves and then use wires and try to make it look like what they sent me is doable, but you're looking at a lot of damages, breaks, it would just be a nightmare. You really kind of need something a little bit more of like PVC or plastic that you can actually attach into these areas that would work out better. I understand, some things you really want to make it look good, but then when you go into the materials and you look at breakages and, molding, casting, there's so much to do that it would probably cause more issues and damages down the line than anything. At least with something like this, if this is glued in and they use little eaves, and then you pack it and you ship it or you move your item, it's bendable and it's not going to break. Versus if you have some kind of a wire sticking out with like two leaves, you put that in the wrong way, it snaps or breaks and it's a done deal. So certain things you got to kind of run with, and that's why I guess a lot of statue companies now are actually doing, polystone resin statues, and then they mix vinyl or PVC stuff into those statues because they know that there's only so much you can do with polystone. I mean, yes, you can make everything in polystone, but the problem is shipping and packing, making 1,000 of them, hands touching these things left and right, packing, shipping, containers going through UPS, FedEx, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. So that kind of explained that in the beginning, that it's better we find something like this. So I went to all these, I went to AC Moore's, a couple other stores, Hobby Lobby, I looked online, and I really couldn't find anything what they envisioned from the beginning, but this is as close as I found. So this kind of is going to work a little bit better than what they're going for, but it's fine. I mean, it's Groot. It doesn't have to be, 100% perfect. Now, am I going to put a big, huge piece on it? No, I'm going to just pretty much put little tiny things. So what I need to do is sort of plan out where we're going to be cutting the holes, because as of right now, looking at their picture that we sent me, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's about 8 spots that we're going to be putting leaves, and I think that's good enough. So we'll kind of mark them right now. So I got this lined up in the picture, which is kind of like, if we have the piece, it's like this. So I'm looking at it from their point of perspective, which is sort of this way, because I got to make sure it's going into the statue so. Okay, so if that's where it's at, like right about there. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting one leaf down in this circle here, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to be putting, okay, so that's how it is. All right, so we're going to be putting another leaf over here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just marking with, the marker where I'm going to be kind of drumming a hole into it, so where I can add glue and add that piece in there and a little bit of eaves on top, lock it in place, and then I can go over with paint. So we're going to have another one over here, another one over here, one over in here. These parts up here are thin too, so if you dremel into this stuff and you add a wire, then you sculpt onto it, you're even asking for more trouble. So you got to be very careful how far you could go with some of these things on fragile stuff. And then we'll put another one over here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you know what? We'll I think maybe they want one over here. And I can add a little extra, It's not the end of the world. You don't have to go too crazy with it, but, And I think these two right here, they want to add greenish tips. Alright, so I pretty much got the idea where I'm going to go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the garage, I'm going to take my Dremel tool, I'm just going to kind of Dremel into these areas, and then I could come back and I could start cutting out these things and planning on how to put the best possible pieces in there dab of glue, and we'll just keep building it from there. Alright, so as you see, what I did is I glued in the little pieces, and they're in there okay, but still they can kind of pop out. So I really want to get them locked into place the best I can. So I mixed up some A's Fix-It Sculpt. The reason why I'm using this is because it's the white basic version versus the red from the regular A's I have. And so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get up in close. I'm going to get in there, and I'm just going to put some A's around these pieces to make it look like these parts are sort of growing up a little bit as well. Kind of build it up a little bit, lock it in place, let it set up for the night. Then tomorrow I could kind of clean it up, and then we just pretty much go over with an airbrush and get everything sort of situated, and it should be pretty much ready to go. So now it's just a matter of doing some tedious work. Alright, so I just did some quick tests, and basically all I really did was take some of the Citadel green, and I just kind of hit it with some green areas, and then what I did is I used some raw sienna, and I put some raw sienna in with the green, and I sort of did some blending, so it's a little bit more fluid now than just pure green and then wood. So I kind of just blended it out a little bit more. I added some more of the greens and stuff around certain areas, so it looks like, you know, it is growing and it's kind of transitioning. So because this is fresh wood, you know, it's fresh growing and it's green, it should look a little bit shinier than the flat wood. So this is a satin varnish from Vallejo. I'm just going to hit these areas with the varnish. It's going to pretty much a clear coat. Plus it kind of gives it a little bit of a shine, but not too much. Just to kind of add a little more to it. I'm just kind of looking over the item. I got one little spot I need to hit. But then after that, we're pretty much done. Okay, so we're all done. So I just went over it one more time. I sent some pictures to the client, showed them everything, and we're pretty happy with it. So you can pretty much see that I think the arm kind of goes in that direction, and these are kind of growing upwards. So it all worked out pretty well. So, you know, that just goes to show you guys, if you have any, ideas out there, you want to add stuff, going to Michael's and stuff, finding these, like, you know, PVC, plastic, vinyl, whatever, flowers is a better choice than trying to sculpt them. So you can see they are bendable, and they work out a little bit better. And worst case scenario, if they break or anything, you can always add more and do whatever. So it's just a bit easier, and it looked pretty good. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.